Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Peden's Journal, and today for the first journal entry of 2009, Happy New Year to my listeners out there, or I should say my viewers. I wanted to talk about celebrity status. Now, I'm not talking about Hollywood celebrities, mainstream celebrities, A-listers, B-listers, and etc., etc. I'm talking about celebrity status in terms of the public eye. I spoke with one of my friends whose daughter plays for the University of Minnesota women's basketball team. The U of M was featured last Saturday on CBS against Illinois at Assembly Hall in Champaign, and the Gophers won 52-48 in a grinder-type game. And this freshman, I won't say her name because I'm sure she's gotten enough attention, scored 8 points at the end of the second half, and they were key in helping the Gophers come from behind and beating Illinois in the way they did. So her mother told me the day after the game, I talked to her, and she said that when she went to go get gas to pick her up from the airport, some person stopped her and talked about her daughter, and then when they both went to Cub to get some groceries, they got stopped, and I think they maybe forgot or perhaps didn't remember that the game was on national television, so anybody, even with if they didn't have a cable subscription, anybody could have watched that game on Saturday morning to see the Gophers, and quite a few of them did. And her mom told me how odd it was, or how interesting it was, that random strangers were walking up to her and congratulating her for her daughter's performance, and likewise the same for our newfound hero, or at least our hero for Saturday. And I started to think about celebrity status in a way, and wanted to share my thoughts about that, because I'm not immune to it. I'm certainly not a household name for any community in the not even here in the Twin Cities. I was featured on KARE 11 News once as an academic all-star. I was interviewed for KFAI on a news story, but that's been the extent of my media exposure outside of my own efforts, out of my own videos here on YouTube. But I have known her discussion, the discussion with the player's mother, led me to think about all the instances where I've been approached, never in person, but all online. As you can see with the autism videos and other videos, anyone can comment on them, and I get notified of that right away. So when someone sends a comment on a video, I automatically see it. And if someone sends me an email, I get a notification. If someone sends me a response, I get a notification. And I kind of thought how interesting it is, or maybe it's sort of this nice balance, having some celebrity status on YouTube, but not a very high level one. I have 135 videos. This is my 136th. I have 100 subscribers, which isn't a lot. And the most watched video I have on my account is the first autism program, which has been watched over 21,000 times. But in the real world, when I'm out shopping, when I'm out playing games, when I'm out talking with friends, or just eating out, or etc., etc., I don't get any random strangers walking up to me and telling me they saw me on YouTube. The only time I do get any kind of attention is with high school girls basketball, but it's only because I've appeared, or I'm in my third season and I appear at the same location, so people can recognize me there. But I don't get much attention even if I do show up. Not too many people come up to me and stop me saying, "Oh, I saw you on YouTube." And it's the same thing with the autism documentaries. No one comes up to me and says, "I saw you on YouTube." And I hope, hopefully someone isn't watching this and planning to say that in front of my face just to spite me, because if you do, it's not going to count. In order for it to count, it has to be someone that I have no idea who it is, or that I haven't told about the series before. Just that to me is a big factor in terms of celebrity status, how well the public knows you. But it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's again a nice balance, and I've continued to make videos. I continue to be active in the new media world, but in the real world, I can kind of blend in. It's many ways it sort of mirrors my experience here at the University of Minnesota, go Gophers, where it's a big college. There's over 28,000 undergrads, 50,000 students in all, and it's big enough where you can blend in and not be recognized, even if you're an athlete. If you're an athlete, you do get more public attention than a little old student like me. But my point is, it's big enough where you can be yourself. Not everyone knows your name. It was much different in high school, where I was on television production and newspaper classes at St. Paul Harding, and unlike YouTube or stuff like that, where you had the option of watching or not watching, you pretty much everyone was tuned into the morning announcements, and my high school newspaper, or I should say my alma mater's school newspaper, The Beacon, was distributed to every classroom, so it was very hard not to get noticed by fellow classmates, even those who I never knew. But here I can go on and sort of live a private life as myself, but provide resources and entertainment for my YouTube audience. So I kind of wonder what if I could handle a larger celebrity status where I get stopped at every corner, or I get asked to do interviews. It's just kind of funny because I often do that for folks on the women's basketball team for the Gophers, and if the men were to do the same, I probably would. Other women's college basketball players, other athletes, and that's all simply because my coworker suggested, the worst they can say is no, then you just move on. But otherwise, it can help increase your profile. So again, it's sort of ironic that I'm wondering if I would prefer a normal life where everyone doesn't know my name, when I'm kind of doing that to some of these athletes who want to be treated as normal, and you have to learn to strike a balance. But I don't know if I want to be a celebrity. I guess if I ever got to that level where I would be featured on YouTube Live, which would take nothing short of a miracle. It doesn't bother me, but I don't know if I'd change the way I'd act. I mean, it's difficult to say because it's all speculation and hearsay until it actually happens, but I'm pretty comfortable living the life that I've got. And if more people just happen to know who I am, then that's fine. I think what helps in my case is that I don't have a problem talking to random strangers. I've met a few friends just by blabbing various stuff, and it doesn't work all the time, but I just feel that you'll be approached a lot more comfortably, or at least you'll come off as approachable and comfortable if you are willing to strike up a conversation with other folks, even when you don't necessarily know the person all that well. And so we'll have to see what happens as I'm going on my third year of being a member of YouTube and having the small amount of subscribers that I do, but the high amount of viewers with some of my programs if I end up getting a celebrity treatment later on in my life. But it's just something I thought about and I wanted to share with you, and if you have any thoughts or responses, feel free to send me comments or emails. Until next time, this is Mike Peden, closing the latest edition of my journal.